Crypto Space is back with another Zora update for you guys, and what I think is a potential billion-dollar coin on Zora, the Zora network. Remember, Zora in itself, every creator coin that is activated on Zora, every post through the base app is a Zora. The Zora ecosystem, the Zora coin is basically a L1 or L2 in itself, because all of these coins are paired to Zora, right? So once these coins become successful, so will Zora, right? So is it smart to get exposure to the Zora ecosystem? Yes, it is, because there's creators out there that, you never expect, who could come to Zora and start posting on Zora, that want to see retail investors be successful. And there was like, I never actually tried crypto. This is my way to try crypto. You know what? Let me try it and see if I could, do something crazy with, this Zora and base app technology, right? Zora right now sitting under 4 cents, having a bit of a pullback. We saw the Nick Shirley Zora launch wasn't too successful. A lot of people are saying, the buy side liquidity is a little bit too much, the tokenomics, etc. I'm not too worried, guys. Even if the Zora price action right now is in a bearish trend, I think long-term Zora will do well. I personally think that's the case, because it's cool, man. It's something new, it's something innovative, right? We always talk about, we want altcoins, we want utility, we don't want memes anymore, right? Here is something with our utility that is an altcoin that has something innovative. It's trying to disrupt Instagram, Facebook, Meta stock, right? Meta stock is at trillions of dollars, and Zora is trying to disrupt that. I think that's bullish, man. So I don't care about the price action for Zora. As I said in the past, I think 50,000, 25,000 to 100,000 Zora is a great investment to make. Right now, 100,000 Zora is $3,889, and 50,000 Zora is pretty much half of that, $2,000. 25,000 Zora is $981, right? So, in my opinion, Zora is always going to be a great investment. And speaking of Zora, if we take a look at Zora right now, as you can see, there's always people posting. There's always people making posts, right? And remember, all of this is connected to the base app, right? Zora is basically now the underlying infrastructure for the base app, right? And there's always people posting. You could go through the search tab. Now, what I wanted to talk about specifically today is the top trending Zora tokens, right? So we got Jesse's coin, Jesse Pollock, the founder of Base. We got Nick Shirley, as I showed you guys in the previous video. He unraveled the scam that is taking place in Minnesota with the daycare centers, right? He launched a Zora. Isn't that bullish? This is a Web 2 guy with millions of views across all platforms, right? Millions of subscribers. Launched a Zora. That's bullish, right? Price action aside, the fundamental is bullish, right? If you want to be mad at something, be mad at Bitcoin. Be mad at the Bitcoin maxis and the billion-dollar Bitcoin whales that are holding down the price of our altcoins. Be mad at those guys. Don't be mad at the Zora team or the people that are building something in this space, so it's not just vaporwave, right? Anyway, I wanted to take a look at the real Garry coin. Now, this guy right here, if you Google Garry Forbes, right? So this guy right here, right? Oh my gosh, man, they got such successful people in this world. He has an investment fund called Y Combinator. He was one of the first investors into Coinbase, right? He was one of the first people that invested in Coinbase, right? And many other multi-billion-dollar investment funds, startups, etc. His net worth is around, I'll show you guys, Garry net worth, right? He up there with the Elon Musk and the Brian Armstrong, CZ Binance, right? So now there is no full public exact net worth. Is it public? His wealth comes from successful venture capital investments via initialized capital, including Coinbase and Instacart. One of the first investors in the Coinbase, with the president of Y Combinator managing hedge funds, placing him among top VCs with potentially hundreds of millions or even billions in assets, though not all as personal cash, right? So last time I searched this, they showed me his net worth was close to $1 billion, right? Close to $1 billion. His Y Combinator is managing hedge funds, which is a VC, venture capitalist fund, right? hundreds of millions and billions in assets. Okay, last time I searched, you see right here, 300 mil. Last time I checked, I saw something showing me his net worth being close to $1 billion. This is 3 months ago, showing 300 million, right? And that, remember, it's not public, so we're not honestly sure. We just know that he's close to being a billionaire, right? And his company is managing billions, right? Well, guess what? He has a Zora. I didn't know this. If I knew it much earlier, I would have bought this thing at $1 million, $2 million market cap. Maybe not as soon as it launched. I knew none of this, right? So I wish I brought it to you guys earlier, right? But I just found out about all these things when I was more researching into the Zora ecosystem after the Nick Shirley coin launch, man. This is why you have to be researching all the time so you don't miss anything. So shout out to the people that got into this under $1 million market cap, you know, or under $2 million market cap, right? Down here, 2 mil, right? Shout out to all of them. But beside the point, you might be like, well, I'm late now. No, I don't think you're late. I don't think you're late to a billionaire having a Zora and, you know, creating utility for his Zora, right? Right now, the real Garry Tan coin is at 5.2 mil market cap, and I think this thing is going to go to $1 billion market cap. I really think that's going to be the case. I think this is going to be the first Zora coin to go to $1 billion market cap. Why do I think that? Well, I just explained with his Y Combinator VC company, managing billions of dollars in assets, having, you know, an estimated 300 mil to 700 mil net worth, Garry Tan, right? I think this is going to be $1 billion Zora, right? So, again, you could just purchase it on the Zora app, the Zora website. You could go onto the base app and purchase it from the base app. You could go to Uniswap with some ETH and purchase it on ETH. I think because it's a base coin, you could use the base app or Coinbase app, whatever you want to call it, and purchase it directly in the base app, right? I think this is going to go to $1 billion market cap. How much should you buy? I think you buy 100,000 Garry Tan tokens, right? Because we're already kind of priced out to get 1 million, because 1 million coins now is $5,200, and I don't think you should invest that much, right? $520, $521 is more than enough, because that's gonna get you 100,000 tokens, right? Obviously, if I was like the best crypto trader ever, I would have got you guys this at $1 million market cap. I just entered recently at 3.8 mil market cap, right? And then now you guys are seeing the video, after I confirmed everything, right? I bought it like yesterday, last night, and it's just been climbing from ever since I entered. So I think, like I said, 100,000 of these tokens is going to go extremely far. I think this is going to be $1 billion coin. I think this is going to be the coin that successfully makes people fall in love with Zora, right? They're going to fall in love with Zora because of this Garry Tan coin, one of the only coins that is performing well in these market conditions. And again, $521 gets you 100,000 tokens. I think that's more than enough. Don't overinvest. Don't break the bank. Don't be putting in 6k into this and then something goes wrong, okay? If even if you just put in $100 to $300, that's understandable, right? But I think this is going to $1 billion in market cap. I really do think that's the case. I am betting on a billionaire. I am betting on a billionaire's creator coin. So for him to take his coin to $1 billion in market cap, I don't think that is far-fetched at all. We had meme coins without any value whatsoever go to billions of dollars in 2024. I don't think Garry Tan's coin, a target for $1 billion market cap is obscene, right? This is a billionaire's Zora coin, right? If this is a billionaire Zora coin, it doesn't take $1 billion for a coin to go to $1 billion market cap. It takes around 3 to 5 to 10 million buy pressure. 3 to 10 million buy pressure puts a coin at $1 billion market cap. If you guys don't know this, especially depending on the liquidity, right? And liquidity right now is just 10% of the market cap, right? Just a bit over 10%. I'm telling you guys, I really think this is $1 billion coin. I think you should get 100,000 tokens, because at $1 billion market cap, you make $100,000 on Garry Tan. Coinbase is more than likely going to push it because they want Zora to be successful, right? He actually has utility created for his Zora where, you know, if you buy 1% of the supply, you could get in Zoom calls with him. If you're a startup developer, if you want to learn things, how to become a billionaire yourself, right? You buy 1% of the supply and you have Zoom calls with him. I'm telling you, there's going to be a lot of young, rich guys who are, you know, developers that's going to want access to a billionaire and a billionaire startup, right? Because they want him to invest in them. They're going to invest in him first to get access to him. And he's going to be building out more utilities for his Zora as well. I think this is $1 billion coin, guys. Instantly bought it when I researched and find out all of these things. I wish I could have got in earlier. I'm not perfect though. And I wish I could have brought it to you guys at 2 mil, less than 2 mil. But again, I'm not perfect. I'm doing my best out here. So, like I said, I think this is going to be the Zora. This is going to be the winner on Zora, right? Nick Shirley, even though he's so famous with, you know, exposing these scandals, going to these protests, etc., he's not worth above $300 million. So him pushing his coin to a high, you know, an extremely high market cap, not sure about that. Maybe he could get to 50 mil market cap from here at 2.2 mil. This is also a Zora, the Nick Shirley coin. Maybe he could get to 50 mil market cap, but $1 billion, I don't know. Now the Garry Tan coin, the Garry Tan Zora, where this man is managing billions of dollars, getting to $1 billion market cap. Yeah, sign me up. Sign me up. I think this is $1 billion coin, y'all. So as always, none of this is financial advice. Like and subscribe. Thanks y'all so much for tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.